Eddie Guerrero is one of the most beloved and highly celebrated wrestlers of all time. Throughout his WWE career, Guerrero made a career out of lying, cheating, and stealing, and in the process, won over WWE fans and in turn created memories that will last forever. Guerrero came up with some rather innovative ways of cheating to obtain an advantage, and now it's time to celebrate 10 of those very best times. Number 10, Eddie defeats the BASHAM brothers. In late 2003, Eddie Guerrero was slowly ascending to become the top babyface on the SmackDown brand, and his handicap match against the BASHAM brothers was a great indication of this popularity. During the final stages of the match, the BASHAM brothers' manager, Shaniqua, would distract the referee, and this was when Guerrero came up with a clever way to win. Guerrero would retrieve a whip and then proceed to hit one of the members of the BASHAMs with it. Guerrero didn't stop there. He then hit the referee Nick Patrick with the whip on his behind, and Guerrero would then give the whip to one half of the BASHAMs to make it look like Guerrero wasn't the one responsible for the heinous act. Guerrero then performed a roll-up to win the match, to the sheer delight of the SmackDown audience. Number 9, you can always count on family. The addition of Chavo Guerrero to Eddie Guerrero's on-screen character added a ton of depth and substance. The Los Guerreros tag team was extremely popular with the fans, and the duo certainly helped the tag team division thrive on SmackDown. During Guerrero's 2003 US title reign, he would put the US title on the line against Matt Hardy, and Guerrero used the help of his nephew to win the match. During the final moments of the match, Hardy's friend Shannon Moore attempted to interfere by bringing the US title into the ring. As Moore entered the ring, Guerrero would nail Moore with a dropkick. The referee would then be distracted by Chavo Guerrero, allowing Eddie to retrieve the belts. Instead of using it, Guerrero hilariously threw the title towards Hardy, and once the referee turned around, Guerrero pretended that Hardy was the one that struck him with the title. The referee instantly took away the US title, and as the referee was doing this, Chavo ran into the ring and hit Hardy with the tag team belts. Eddie then performed a picture-perfect frog splash to win the match. Number 8, ring the damn bell. Speaking of Los Guerreros, in the summer of 2003, Chavo Guerrero went down with an injury, and this meant that Eddie was forced to find a brand new tag team partner. The WWE decided to pair Guerrero with Tajiri, and this was rather an underrated pairing that doesn't get the love and appreciation that it deserves. One of the standout matches the duo had was a tag team match against the world's greatest tag team, and the finish was insanely creative. As Charlie Haas had Tajiri locked in the Haas of Pain, the ring bell would suddenly ring. This baffled the referee as he never called for the bell. During this mass confusion, Guerrero had brought one of the tag belts into the ring, and then a tug of war over the belt ensued, and once Haas had a hold of the belt, Guerrero pretended to have been struck by the gold. The referee would then turn around and disqualify Haas and award the match to Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri. Number 7, Eddie's Hidden Hammer. One of the best matches of Rhino's WWE run was his match in October 2003 against Eddie Guerrero. The match was for Eddie's US title, and the match was widely praised at the time. The finish of the match was creative and a perfect way to elevate Guerrero's gimmick of lying, cheating, and stealing. Guerrero would place a timekeeper's hammer in his boots. Once in the ring, Rhino would retrieve the hammer, and he was about to use the weapon on Guerrero. The referee would see Rhino about to perform this act of brutality and subsequently confiscated it. Guerrero would then use the distraction to use his US title as a weapon, hit Rhino over the head to win the match, and retain the US title. Number 6, Eddie knows his opponents. One of the reasons Eddie Guerrero's antics worked so well was because they were logical, and Eddie Guerrero as a character seemed to fully understand his opponents' motives and actions. This was on full display when Guerrero wrestled his former friend turned rival Tajiri on SmackDown in the summer of 2003. During the closing stages of the match, Guerrero would perform an illegal low blow to Tajiri, and once Tajiri recovered, he went on to perform a trademark green mist attack on Eddie. However, when he performed the move, Guerrero smartly ducked, and Tajiri accidentally hit the referee with the green mist. Guerrero would then use his US title to render Tajiri unconscious, and in hilarious fashion, Guerrero would use water to try and heal the vision of the referee. As the referee was coming around, Guerrero performed a frog splash to win the match, and this was Eddie at his very best. Number 5, Eddie wins gold. Eddie Guerrero winning the US title at Vengeance 2003 was a special moment, as it showed fans that the WWE saw immense value in Guerrero as a single star. His match against Chris Benoit at the Vengeance event was one of the best matches of 2003, and the match was a great showcase for both men. Throughout the match, Guerrero would attempt to cheat in order to win, but Benoit was always one step ahead. That was until the climax of the match, as Benoit went for his patented diving headbutt. Guerrero would then pull the referee into Benoit's landing, meaning that Guerrero avoided all contact. Rhino would then interfere and perform a gore on Benoit, and this allowed Guerrero to capitalize, hit a frog splash to become the first US champion since 2001. Number 4, Eddie steals a baton. At the 2004 No Mercy pay-per-view, Eddie Guerrero had the difficult task of wrestling Luther Reigns. Luther wasn't exactly the best wrestler in the world, but Guerrero tried his best and the two had a passable pay-per-view match. The finish of the match saw Guerrero steal a baton from a security guard, and in typical Guerrero fashion, he would hide this in his ring boots. Guerrero would then attempt to bring a chair in the ring, but this was a ploy in order to distract the referee. When the referee went to remove the illegal object from the ring, Guerrero would then use his previously stolen baton as a weapon. Guerrero would then hit a frog splash and he won the match. While the match wasn't anything too memorable, the finish was excellent and the live crowd certainly appreciated seeing Eddie do his thing. Number 3, Eddie wins the big one. By the start of 2004, Eddie Guerrero had become the most popular wrestler in WWE. Therefore, Vince McMahon made the highly celebrated decision to make Guerrero the new WWE champion. Guerrero would collide with Brock Lesnar at the No Way Out pay-per-view, and that match is one of the most acclaimed matches of all time. The in-ring action is superb, and Guerrero and Lesnar clicked instantly. It wouldn't be a Guerrero title win if his monumental victory didn't come with some shenanigans. The commotion would begin when Lesnar brought the WWE title in the ring, and this was when Goldberg interfered to deliver a devastating spear to Lesnar. Guerrero would then go for the cover and Lesnar still somehow kicked out, but this was a great booking decision from the WWE, as Goldberg's interference alone wasn't enough to defeat Lesnar, so Guerrero had to do the job on his own. Eddie would then counter an F5 with a DDT, but Guerrero managed to land the DDT on the WWE belts. Guerrero then hit the frog splash to become the WWE champion in one of the most wholesome and iconic moments in WWE history. Number 2, Eddie cheats on the grandest stage. Eddie Guerrero walked into WrestleMania 20 as the WWE champion, and his opponent would be Kurt Angle. The match was excellent, but it was the finish of the match which fans fondly remember. Angle would spend the majority of the match working on Guerrero's ankle in order to make Guerrero submit to the ankle lock. It's logical. During the final stages of the match, Guerrero would begin to loosen his boots, and it was explained that Guerrero was simply reducing the pressure and preventing serious injury to his ankle. But when Angle went for his finishing move, Guerrero's boot came off to sheer confusion of Angle. Then Guerrero was able to perform a roll-up and use the ropes for leverage to win the match and retain the WWE title. Number 1, Eddie cheats to the very end. The tragic passing of Eddie Guerrero in 2005 hit fans hard, and Guerrero would have his final match ever in November of 2005 against Mr. Kennedy, and this match took place at the beginning of what appeared to be a babyface turn for Guerrero, as Eddie was done being a heel and decided he wanted to once again embrace the love of the fans. Towards the end of the aforementioned match, Guerrero would retrieve a chair from ringside, and in hilarious fashion, Guerrero would pretend that Kennedy had just hit him with the chair. When the referee discovered what just happened, Kennedy was instantly disqualified, and the WWE icon had managed to win his final match ever in the most fitting way possible by lying, cheating, and stealing his way to the very end. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.